Hello, and happy Saturday, and welcome to the Apocalyptic Knitter podcast. This is episode 14, so if you made it this far, thank you ever so much. I'm your host, Naomi, and I'm coming to you from a very sunny Leeds in West Yorkshire, where I live with my husband and my young son and our cat, who one day will make an appearance, but I think she's sleeping at the moment. She's a little black cat, she's very cute. So hello, I wanted to say a big thank you. There's been a few new subscribers, so welcome. I always get excited when I get a new subscriber, so thank you very much for joining us. I say this is a knitting podcast, a little bit of crochet, but I've not talked about that for a little while. I will do soon, and just a bit of chat about life. I like to talk about budgeting as well, and little ways we can save money here and there. She says spending all the money on wool. Like, you get what I mean then. So yeah, right, first of all I'm gonna show you what I'm wearing. I don't know if I've shown this one before. This is like a stand-up. So this is my breathing space. Oh, sit down correctly. I'm gonna have to put the pattern author's name in the notes at the end of this, because obviously I'm not being that prepared. Just chucked it on. It's a really nice knit. It's the second time I've made it. It's a 4-ply knit, and it's, do you call it like asymmetrical? But it's going to knit on the slant, and I've used 2 skeins of this main colour, which is a really lovely high twist merino from the Dye Ninja, who sadly shut her shop about a year or so ago. But I've worked with her wool before, and it just really kept nice, as in like I've got a jumper that I made 7 years ago, wear it all the time, it's not peeled or anything, so yeah, love that. And I think I generally like the high twist. I like the stitch definition that it does, so we all have our preferences, don't we? And then I've striped it with 2 contrasts. One is like a pale, can you see that? One is like a pale green, and that pale green is from Dusty Dimples, and it was like a mystery skein. So I thought, oh, that'll go in there. And the lovely speckled one, if you can see, is Stop the Pigeon by Mr. Birdstreet Yarns, which was a gorgeous, gorgeous skein. I mean, they do so many nice ones, Mr. Birdstreet Yarns, but sometimes you see one and you're like, wow. So yeah, I thought they all went together quite lovely. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing, breathing space, if you're looking for something a bit. I think sometimes if you've got a stash similar to mine, you have lots of single skeins, or single skeins and maybe 2 skeins, but not enough where you feel like you can't quite make a full sweater quantity with it. So yeah, it is a 4-ply, but it's quite a nice knit. It's relatively, once you have a couple of certain construction bits, and then once you get the hang of, I can't even remember what it is that you do when you knit to the bust, and then it kind of goes on the increases. I can't even remember that bit, but it's quite, I wouldn't say it was difficult, it's quite easy once you get into it, and it's quite a nice TV knitting. So there we go. Right, what have I been up? Oh, before I do that, my credentials, because I always forget to say this. On Instagram, my handle is Naomi Knits, and on Ravelry, I am Big Bird, so with a double G. So there we go. Always welcome to give us a follow. I'm a very what you see is what you get kind of an account, so yeah. the highs and the lows are included. But no, I'm feeling a lot better actually, because I know when I spoke to you last, just started on some meds, it was just making me feel a bit all over the place kind of thing. So, but I seem to be settling down. I think my energy levels and my sleeping levels are starting to return a bit, which is good. And I keep oversleeping. Honestly, 3 times this week I have pressed what I thought was the snooze button on my alarm, and it was the stop button. And I treated myself to an extra hour's sleep. And one day completely missed a booked train to Derby with work, so that was fun. Just turned up at 10 o'clock morning. But then quite laid back, thankfully, having some coffee. Right, so what have I been up to? I have a finished object, but I don't have it to show you because I gifted it on without taking a little picture. Sorry. Those were the magenta socks, which were gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I know I should have took a picture. I'm hoping the recipient might send a picture of her wearing them. I've got another finished object, well, it will be finished today, which is the white scarf that I'm making. And it's lovely. Please do not get me wrong, I like this. It's almost finished. But it's not been my favourite knit, and I can't figure out why. I don't know if it's because it's a bit too mundane or the plain cream, the plain white. I don't know. But it's knitting up to an Aran weight. I think these are about size 5.5 needles, and this is the last ball, and this will have been 4 balls, 400 grams. So I'm going to get a little bit geeky with you now. As some of you may already know, I do have a spreadsheet where I log all my stash, because I like to keep tabs on myself to make sure I don't just go a bit too crazy and buy lots of stuff, because I'm quite impulsive. That's just how I am. And I like to kind of total up it by weight, and I can use that as a little target to myself. So at the moment, so no judgments here, I think at the start of the new year, it was about 16.7 kilos, and that's everything. And it's up to about 16.4, 16.3 now. And I'd like, because I'm going to the Woolly Good Edinburgh show next month, so I've told myself, as you do, I want it to get to like under 16, so even if it's 15.99, I want to get under 16 kilos before I go away then. And I think I'll do it, because I've got this, and I'm also making the love note, and that's double-stranded up there, I think. And we've got about 6 weeks left, kind of thing, and all different bits and pieces and that as well. So I'm hoping. So I'm gonna gift this to my friend, because I'm seeing her tonight. And I think 4 balls just makes a perfect length. And yeah, that'll be done. So this is, and I've found out the pronunciation, how to say it now. It's, oh, I've got a ball band. Excuse me. There we go. Is Skepia. That's how you do it. I know it's, you want to say it as sheep's, but no, it's Skepias. Chunky Monkey anti-pilling. And the colour was 1001 white. You can see, so yeah, use 4 balls of them. So I'll be really quite happy when that's off the needle. My little, does anyone do this when you're working on a project that you really need to do, but you're not quite enjoying it? Do you ever tell yourself, right, I'm going to do an hour of this, and once I've done an hour of this, I'm just going to do like, treat myself to 2 rows on this project that I really like? Or is that just me? That's what I've been doing for the week. So I've been working on my, well, it's not mine, it's for my friend Natalina. It's her love note. So I think last time I talked about it, I was almost through the lace, and I kept going wrong on the lace. I don't know what it was. I think I must have just been distracted. I'm blaming the meds. So I've got past there. I've now split for the sleeves, and it's just the glorious round and round and round and round and round. And it's on 6mm needles, which is just lovely. Now, when the last time that I made this, I remember it knitting up, like, I did it in like 6 days. But I think the reason why it feels like this one's taken longer is because I'm not solely focusing on it. I'm not doing it on the train, I'm not doing it every night because I'm doing the things that I need to be doing and all that kind of thing. So, anyway. I'd like to try it on, but it's a smaller size than what I would wear. So I don't want to like rip it or pull it or anything. So that's coming on quite nicely. And yardage wise, I mean, I've done that. So I've got 2 skeins of this, which is Lockwood fibre. Not focusing enough. And this is called, and I think I pronounced it wrong. Why am I doing this? Sorry, honestly, thank you so much for bearing with me. I think I kept calling it Celine, but it's actually Serene with an R. I know, sorry. And it's by lovely Emily at Lockwood Fibres. And it's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And it's, yeah, 4-ply sock, fingering weight. And this is the first ball so far, so it seems to be going quite a long way. And this is also I'm still on the first ball of the James C. Brett double knitting. I'm not telling you to be quiet, it is what it's called, shush, whatever you pronounce it. And to be honest with you, it's still quite, I'm like, it's actually going down. So I've got 2 of these, and I'm wondering if one of these will just do the entire thing. So I don't know. I don't want to do it too cropped. So I'll go for a fair little bit, and then obviously I'll do this, and depending on how much wool there is, I might end up just doing the sleeves to the elbow length, or we shall see. But I'm looking forward to, this is going to be my evening focus, because I tend to keep the socks as small projects for things. But mind you, if I needed to take this on the train, I'd do it. It doesn't seem to be overly massive really, does it? So that's in my little grey girl's bag. I'm not a massive, I've said this before, I'm not a massive collector of project bags. If I see one, it really has to tempt me with the material, because I'm thinking, well, I've already got like 6 project bags, and that's probably as much as I need really. Each to their own. Socks, right, okay, so this is another, oh sorry, a slurp of coffee. I have to be careful on time because I've put a pie in the oven. It takes 25 to 30 minutes, but I put it in from frozen, so it might take a bit longer. I'll let you know if it burns or not. So this is, I showed you it last time, this is the sock blank that I kind of unravelled And this, you see, this is where, right, this is really funny, this, because this is where the gorgeous colours are, right, the gorgeous reds, fading, right. But with sock blanks, there's the right end and the wrong end to unravel. And one, it just unravels really freely, and then the other end, it kind of like, no, that's the bit where it's at the end. And it wasn't the end I wanted it to be. I wanted to start at this end. It's more exciting. But do you know what? These are some socks for a friend of mine who has a shared love of all things zombie. She does like some horrors and goths and stuff like that. So she's a friend at work and we all get on quite well. So I'm going to make her these. So these are the blueberry waffle pattern. And same again, I'm not prepared enough to even fill you in on if it's a paid for pattern or free pattern. I want to say free pattern, it's quite popular. And if we can see it in the light, can you see little flecks there? It's finally starting to gradient to the grey. And I need to do some measuring because I think I'm at the point where I'm turning the heel. These look quite slim, but I've casted on 68 stitches, so 34 and 34. I think because the pattern has got like some ribbed stitching in, it's pulling it in. But there'll be plenty wide enough. So I'm excited because now it won't be black for the rest of it. I think one sock might end up being up to about there. Do you know what? I can see myself. I can see myself doing it, and it's like, yeah, here's a grey pair of socks. She's like, but you said they were grey and red. Well, so we shall see. I'm not gonna do them. I'm gonna do them quite as high up as I can on the leg. I think. Not like knee high or anything like that, but I'll see how I get on with that. And I'm knitting these. I thought I'd lost them, but I got some higher sharps. And it's on the nice shorter cable, which is just the perfect. I need to get better at working out what cable length needles I actually want before I go to a shop, because I panic and then I just go for what I think it is, and they're either way too long or way too short. I know. But you want to be able to say, can I take it out of the packaging and just... Anyway. So that's that one. And I've also... Is the pandas. I've also done some work on my socks. So I'm on the second sock. I have had a little bit of second sock syndrome, but it's not because I don't like them, it's because I'm putting myself last, as I always do, and I've had different deadlines that I've needed to do. So I've just turned the heel. I've done the heel flap gusset heel, and I've also got to the bit where I've finished all the decreases, and it's just round and round and round and round. So that'll be almost, that should be finished this week and that as well. You see, I take them both with me to work on the train, and what I should do is do one on the way there and one on the way back. So yeah, so the train journey is about an hour, so it's quite a nice length of time. And this is Attic Spin Dye. It's gorgeous. Have I got the name of it? I have. Rocker Bunny Fabulous. Look at that. Rocker Bunny Fabulous. Superwash Merino and nylon 75/25. Yeah, standard. So that is that. So I'm hoping, I think what I'd like to do is finish one of the socks one of the blank socks by the end of the week, and then finish my pair of socks this week. And to be honest with you, I think if I'm going to be working on that love note, I can see me having that finished by the end of the week, or the end of next week, and that as well. Because I think when I said at the last podcast, I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with everything. I think sometimes when you have like a few projects and they're all at that midpoint way, and you feel like, right, I'm going to do a stint on that, and do you know what I mean? I just felt like I was in a bit of a funk. I wasn't progressing anywhere. So I just found a load of tea bags in this knitting project. It's because I am now only on decaf for medical reasons. And not everywhere, or like go to friends' houses, they don't always have decaf stuff, so I just pop a few in there. This is for sometimes if I just don't have the headspace. Oh, doesn't that look nice in that light? Yes, it really is that bright. This is the second of my 4 quadrants for the Quadrophenia blanket by Kay at Bakery Bears. So, and I've that bright pink colour, this one here and this one here, is in the part of my Spectrum Fibre advent calendar for not the Christmas just gone, but the Christmas before. But as I think I mentioned before, it was, I think I only got like 12 skein, and for this, or 12 minis, but for this project I think I'm using like 26 minis, so I'm kind of mixing in some stash. So this one that I'm using isn't Spectrum, as you can see, but that's where it's gonna fade to next. So yeah, so that is me. I'm just gonna do a little bit of knitting while I chat to you. I think the last episode that I did, was it the last episode where I had to kind of stop suddenly because my knee went, oh gosh, no, I think it's the one before, wasn't it? It was, I'm telling you, brain fog. What have I been up to? My assignment is handed in. Oh, thank goodness me. It's just so nice. You really appreciate having your weekends back when something like that's done. It's starting off again 9th of April. So I've got a few more weeks. But I've got a much needed week off work coming up in 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. I've got 2 more weeks to get through. And then I've got the Easter break and that following week off, which oh my god, I'm so excited. So excited to just have a week of doing nothing. No. I've got a couple of parties to go to, going to some big birthdays with my family, like extended family, so that's gonna be really, really good. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to, of sprucing up my kitchen on a little bit of a budget. I say a little bit of a budget because I'm not happy with the kitchen, but it needs a big thing doing to it, and I don't have money to do the big thing yet, and we don't quite know what we're doing. We've got some possible plans, so I don't want to kind of spend a significant amount of money if we're gonna do it more thoroughly in 2 years' time or 1 year's time. Does that make sense? But because it's not giving me any joy at the moment, I thought, even if I just budget myself like £50 for a tub of paint and put a shelf or 2 up, so that's what I'm going to do. So my son is off school that weekend as well, and he is 13, and he's at that lovely age where as long as you've got to dress it up for them and you've got to make it sound appealing, you know, yeah, you can use that, you know, you can use that drill, you know, you put that in. You can obviously supervise, yeah, but you can get them involved and they actually help. So I'm gonna get him, because he quite likes doing a bit of DIY, a bit of stuff like that. So I've got 2 weeks to decide on colour schemes, and I've got a colour theme in mind, but I don't know if it's going to be a bit too bold or not. It's quite a dark colour, but then the living room, as you can see, is like quite a dark grey, but then the white, the woodwork kind of lightens it, and it works. So I don't know if that's going to do that. And also the main thing that is around the kitchen is the previous owners had painted over the tiles, which you can do, you can get tile paint. And under the tiles underneath are like jet black, and it's white paint, and the paint is starting to come off. So I'm going to take that paint off and just see what the black tiles look like, because they might look alright. I might think, oh, do you know what, I'm going to expose them and repaint them. So that's what I'm going to do. And so where my budgeting comes in on is, because paint can be quite pricey, it can be like 30 odd quid for a tub of paint. And I thought, if I'm only budgeting myself £50 to get shelves and stuff as well, I'll come back to the shelves in a minute. If you're in the West Yorkshire area, there's a shop called Seagulls Paint in Kirkstall, and it's all like reclaimed paint that they kind of save from going to landfill, and it's not stuff that's curdling or gone off or anything like that. It is like genuine, you know, paint, and they are really, really good at colour matching as well. Oh, which reminds me, actually, I might have a pot of paint already, but it's the colour. I don't know if I want that colour in the kitchen. I also have another DIY job of sanding down some plaster, because a couple of years ago they filled in the loft hatch and kind of moved it into like a different room. So I want to like sand down the dried plaster and repaint over that. So I might do that actually, because I said we're not going away just yet. We're going to see how this year goes and money. I don't think we're going away at all. I'd be surprised if we did go away. So I want to just do something with a week off and have that kind of sense of achievement, because that's just how I am. But I also I find it relaxing if I'm doing something more creative, I think. So that is what I'm going to do. And the shelves, I've got some ideas of the shelves. I may go to IKEA, or I might have a little look to see if there's anything doing on Facebook Marketplace. But sometimes I find Facebook Marketplace can be a little bit hit and miss. But I'll have a look, because you never know. Never know, do you? So I might take a little bit of a upload a short when I do a bit of a before and after, if you fancy it. Right, I'm going to leave it there, because I'm going to have my lunch, and then later on I am going to Formby for a night out with some friends. There is a Mamma Mia themed night out at a local golf club, so me and my friends are going to go there for a Greek themed night and a bit of a boogie, so I'm really excited about that. I hope you've got some fun knitting coming up. Please put your comments on and let me know what you've been working on. If you've got any pattern recommendations for any colour work or stash downy projects. I say stash down ones but without blankets. I've got about 5 blankets. But do you know what I mean? If there's anything that you've kind of found that is surprisingly good for using up stash but it doesn't necessarily look like it's a stash down project, let me know. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching and I will see you soon. Bye.